I'm Shiva.
I'm Sandy.
And this is
Our Relaxing Hobby. Okay, today we're going to talk about the walk-in clinic. That's kind of what I call it, but yeah. I'm sure we're going to get a little more detail than that.
Yeah, basically today we're going to be talking about when you have fish that aren't, they don't have anything contagious wrong with them, but they do need to be separated from the main school.
Yeah, right now you have, what, 3 of them in there?
I've got 3 of them in there.
Okay. Well, 2 of them really that have need it, and then the third one's kind of a visitor.
Yeah, well, the third one's botchy.
Yeah. Third one's a runt.
Yeah.
He needs help anyway. He's so small. He's still not growing.
Yeah.
He's going to be a
midget.
Yeah,
you've seen Hibachi already. Hibachi's that little yellow one that we said doesn't grow. Yeah. He's still not growing.
Still not growing. So she's kind of leery sometimes of leaving him in the big pond because he really can fit into the smaller cracks.
Right.
He hasn't yet. But that's not really why the walk-in clinic is there.
Yeah. The walk-in clinic is basically we section off part of the pond because we have larger fish that sometimes they don't need to be completely quarantined because they don't need medical, they don't need medicine or anything like that. They just need to be separated for a while.
Well, one in there now is...
Yeah. We've got 2 in there right now that need to be in there. One of them is Kitsune, who you've met before.
Yeah, Kitsune's the pretty little black one.
Well, no, she's blue.
Blue, okay,
yeah.
Blue, sorry.
Yeah,
was supposed to be black, but blue.
Yeah, Kitsune's our dark blue butterfly who got her fins chewed up.
Okay, and they sometimes do that with the smaller fish. Sometimes they'll nip at each other. It's kind of a... Yeah. There's nothing wrong with her. She wasn't sick or anything. It was just, oh, look at these pretty things we can grab onto. Maybe it's food.
Right.
I'm thinking that's what happened. Because hers were gorgeous. They were beautiful, long, and edible, apparently.
So basically, she's in there just giving her some time to recover.
Yeah, because we don't know who did it, really. Because it could have been 1 or 10. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know. So she's in there right now. And then another one we have in there right now is one we call Mr. Burns. He started...
Poor guy. He's just having the hardest luck.
Yeah, we call him Mr. Burns because he has ammonia burns on him, which is when he's a goldfish, he's a comet. And when we had him in a quarantine tank with a dying fish that was not contagious, and we figured, you don't want to,
They don't want to be alone.
They don't want to be alone. They're social animals. So we had him in with this other fish, and they ended up with a ammonia spike. And one of the things you'll notice with ammonia burns is it puts these black dots, like these black
so it's a pretty good indication the ammonia is way too high, and it happens really quickly.
Yeah,
just so you know. And they caught it really quickly, but in the meantime, he did have these spots, and it's not something that she left him in there all day and goes, oh, oops, 2 days later. But no, this was
no, it was an overnight spike.
Yeah, this happens really quick.
Right. So we had an ammonia spike, and he ended up getting ammonia burns, which are basically bruising, and I have footage of him. You can see them.
Right, but he's not in there for that now.
Yeah, he's not in there for the ammonia burns. What he's in there for is because he also developed dropsy. Now, dropsy is generally a death sentence for fish. Generally,
except for him, apparently.
Yeah,
this
was his second bout with it.
Second bout with it, and he's survived that first one, and he's surviving this one. It's getting better a little bit.
It is actually creepy. So. Usually people will tell you.
Leave that poor fish alone.
Yeah, usually people will tell you once a fish has dropsy, it's all over. Dropsy is also known as pinecone disease.
Yeah, and I think we have some footage of that. We got some pretty good footage of that, I think.
Right. Basically, they bloat up. Their scales stick out. They look like pine cones.
Look like little pine cones. You'll see it. It's pretty obvious.
99.999% of the time, it's terminal.
Yeah.
But we happen to have one where it's not. And
so far, he's been there. He's had it quite a while this time. Yeah. First time he didn't have it quite as long, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not holding out too much hope that he'll survive completely, but he's been chugging along.
Yeah, he's eating, he's swimming, he's acting like a fish.
Yeah. But it's not a contagious thing. It usually has to do with like the liver or something internal.
Right.
It's usually a disease inside that makes that happen.
Yeah. He doesn't, appear to be suffering. I wouldn't say he's just.
Yeah. If he was suffering, I'd put him down. But he's swimming along just fine. He doesn't even know he has it.
Right.
So I just basically put him in the
walk-in clinic. Yeah. So separate side. I don't even know what we call it. I guess. The walk-in clinic's cute because it's not really in the hospital.
Yeah, but my concern was that the bigger fish might bop him around and that might get him uncomfortable. So
because he was at the beginning, he was a little bit worse. He wasn't really swimming well, and so she did separate him just to make him more comfortable and less because, you know, fish are kind of pack animals. I don't know what to call it, fish, school fish.
Schooling, yeah.
And so if one is sicker, the others will kind of bully it sometimes. That's,
right.
you know, they will try to get it out of the schools because it is their weak link. So that you didn't want that to happen, basically. So,
right.
And then, you know, like I said, you left Hibachi in there just because he's tiny and originally, you know, they needed company.
Yeah, Hibachi's still our shrimp, so he's kind of like the nurse in there.
Yeah.
But
he thinks he's Napoleon. You should name him that.
we have a fish named Napoleon.
I know, but I'm just saying.
But basically, so what we're going to show you today is just basically how we sectioned off part of our pond to use as a clinic. And if you have the ability to do that with the pond, I highly recommend it, especially for when you have larger fish.
Especially if you're caring for the fish and you don't want to just every little thing get. Because it can get worse. I mean, like the tail, if you'd left her in there, the others would have chewed it to the point where, she was not being able to swim. Because they need the tail to navigate, and they will chew it up.
Right.
And him with the dropsy, they would have bullied him to the point where it killed him.
Yeah.
So you need to separate them, and if you really want to take care of your fish for any length of time and see if they recover and get better, it's best to have some separate area. It's still in the same tank. It's still in the same main tank.
Yeah.
It's just a separate little side that she cordoned off.
Yeah. Now, if you don't have the ability to do that, then you either make yourself a smaller tank or a smaller pond to use, or you get like a kiddie pool. Like we've got an 8-foot kiddie pool that we have that we will use if we ever have to take one of our little big fish out. Because obviously, like sushi or ure, we can't stick them into a 55-gallon aquarium and expect that to work out pretty well.
No.
We had a hard enough time with ure, and ure's 13 inches. No, sushi, or not ure, but yugori. Yugore's 13 inches. Now, if we tried to get sushi, who's almost 2 feet, that wouldn't work.
But, but it is best to have some little section, just to let them recover, give them some space. But you don't want to put them in there by themselves. Honestly, they are schooling fish. They do like they like to be together. And I'm a dog person, so I said pack. But it's technically a school.
Yeah. Well, that's why I really stressed about it. This is only to be used for non-contagious.
Yeah, you don't want to put somebody else in there. It's something that they all can catch and get sick and die from.
Yeah, if you have something that's contagious, then you need to remove the fish from the main pond, put them into a separate.
Yeah, then it becomes a quarantine tank or a hospital tank, whatever you want to call it. It has to be separated. Yes.
Right, but this is just pretty much like a timeout. So we're going to show you how to do
why don't we go show you some timeout sections?
And we'll show you Mr. Brown's.
All right, have a good day. Walk-in, see there's the regular tank, and then there's the walk-in clinic. It's just, I don't know, maybe what, 50 gallons, Shiva? 70, okay, there he is. And see there's him, and over there's Hibachi, and the other one you can't see her, she's dark, she's black, she's blending. But there it is. She's back there blending. But there it is, just kind of separate from the main tank.
Yeah, I've got a little filter in there just to get
there's a filter to give them extra water, but they do get flow. Everybody else over there being nosy.
Yeah, basically just to get the water moving around in there.
But there they are, nice and safe. Okay.